Hello, and in this video I will be showing you how to skin a beaver the right way so that in the end you'll have a nice circular shaped pelt. So with that being said, let's get into it. So you're going to just want to start with him upside down on his back. This guy is quite solid because he was frozen before, but I think I can work around that. But what I'm going to be using is my main knife, is this little Swiss Army pocket knife. It should work. So with that, what the main cuts we're going to want to do is we're going to cut the wrists and the back legs. Just going to completely take those off, as well as the tail. So I'll get back when I get those done. Alright, so now we got the feet off. So the next part is the tail. And for the tail, you want to make sure you lift up this fur before you cut it off. But it should come off quite easily. So I'm just going to start with making just a little cut. Just kind of make sure I'm not cutting the fur. And then from there, then you can just go all the way. So there we go. The tail's off now. You could keep this and tan it if you want, but I'm not going to be doing that. So what we got left is this. And basically what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to cut all the way from the chin up here, straight down in a straight line from the middle of the belly all the way down to the very end. And since this guy is kind of curved, his line will kind of be more of a U shape, but I'm just going to try to follow along the middle as best as I can. And it is frozen a little bit still, so that might be kind of a challenge, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try that. And once you get down here, you're just going to cut around this and just continue going straight. So let's get doing that. Alright, there we go. Now I've gotten a cut all the way up the middle of him. And what we're going to do from here is basically just spread it down. I'm just going to take my knife and just start cutting away. Just a little bit at a time. Try not to get any fat on there, but that'll be okay because we'll most likely be fleshing it later. So we're just going to do this and work it all the way around the hide. This is the part you want to be careful at because you do not want to be cutting the hide at any point. And if it's a fresh beater, you want to cut into the body wall, which can be really easy to do. But trust me, it is not a good thing to do. So we're just going to continue this all the way around the beaver, and I'll get back to you then. Alright, now that we've gotten to about this point, so we've gotten this leg off and this leg off, and you can see this is still really frozen, and my fingers can definitely tell that because they are freezing right now. But this is a pretty good place to stop for this side, and so now I'm just going to start continuing on the other side because this is starting to get really hard down here because it's really frozen. So I'm just going to hopefully let this thaw out a little bit and continue on with the next side. A good way I have found out on how to get this skin off of the legs on a beaver, especially when it's frozen, is to just find where it is here, stick your knife through, making sure not to cut the skin, find it on the other side, and kind of grab through that hole, or find it again on this side, and from there you could just make a larger cut until it is large enough to fit over, just like that. And then all you have to do is just cut like that, and just like that, your paw is over, and you can continue fleshing out the legs. All right, so now we got the most of it done. One thing I want to show you real quick is when you're getting to this part. So this is the front of the face, like the upper portion where the nose is. What you're going to want to do here is you're going to have the front teeth right here, and you're just going to continue skinning straight down, but just cut in right there real nice. It'll separate the lips real nice from the skin, and you can do that on the very front as well, and that is going to really help you with getting around the face and not cutting it too much. So going like that, just continue to go up, and you could continue that all the way around, but I'm going to kind of wait on lots of that till a little bit later, until I got this guy flipped over and hopefully more skinned out. So I'm going to just try to flip this guy over. I might need to sharpen my knife. We'll see a little bit later, but we are going to try to finish up the back of him now. Alright, so when you're getting close to the ears, you can see this is where the ear is, kind of relative to the mouth. You're going to make sure you want to cut that nicely. It would be better to cut deeper than anything, but you just want to be careful around there, and the eyes. So I believe here's one of the eyes right here, and just like that, got a nice little eye hole. But you just want to make sure you're very careful around those, because you don't want to mess those up. They're making like the eye hole way too big or not cutting enough. So you just want to be careful and mindful of that. Same on this side and the other side as well. So now that we're getting this far, we're almost done. We want to be very careful and stay very close to the bone for the face, making sure not to cut the skin. I've almost cut the skin on here, and I do not want to do that. So we're just going to stay very close to the bone, which shouldn't be way too hard. And the nose is right here. So just kind of work your knife around that. It shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. So this side is basically done. And we got this side to go. And you can see here, this is where like the ear is going to be. And so just going to be careful. And there we go. There's the ear right there. It's pretty easy on beavers to find the ear and the eyes, but other animals such as raccoons or coyotes, it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder to get the whole thing. So we're going to stay very close to the bone as we're finishing up. And oh no, I just cut the skin. That's okay, we could fix that. Just gonna stay close as we got the eye hole to do. And there we go. This guy is done. And what we got here is a beautiful, large beaver hide. Look at that. So here you go. Here's the final project. It's a nice, large beaver. As you can see, it's nice and round. This guy has a really nice pelt on him because it is winter. That is the best time to get them, because then their pelts are nice and thick. But yeah, the other side doesn't look so nice, but all you have to do with this is kind of just take a knife or something else and just cut to the skin and just start kind of cutting across it. This isn't the right shape of blade to do it, so it's kind of hard to do it, but you can get the idea. You're going to get all the way to the skin, and you're going to do this along the entire hide. And that would be the next step to tanning your beaver skin, which I'm assuming you'd want to do. That is what I'm planning on doing with mine. So later I will have to flesh it out in order to tan it, but that's okay. It'll take some time, but I think it's fine. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you thought that this was pretty neat. I sure did, and I am looking forward to tanning it later. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day.